Ohio State versus Illinois on Ageless Talk Sports podcast and YouTube pregame show coming at you live right now. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click on that notification so that way you can get notified for all my newest content. So, Ohio State played Minnesota last week. You want to check it out? Let's check out some highlights. And as you look, we're going to go through some key highlights and takeaways. Quarterback Julian Sayin. Now, Ohio State beat Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, if you didn't know that, 42-3, total domination. And Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin completed 23 of 27 passes for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Carnell Tate had a monster game with 9 catches, 183 yards, and a touchdown, which is a career high for him. Jeremiah Smith hauled in 2 touchdowns, a 6-yarder and a 9-yarder, and finished with 7 receptions with 67 yards. Running back Bo Jackson, who scored a 5-yard rushing touchdown in the third quarter. Ohio State ended the game with 133 rushing yards. Defense and Minnesota's struggles. Minnesota opened the scoring with a 27-yard field goal, making it a 3-0 early lead, and that would be their only score of the game. After that, Ohio State's defense shut them out for the rest of the game, allowing 0 touchdowns. The Buckeyes defense continued their season trend of stifling first-half offense. They had not allowed a first-half touchdown up to this point. They also kept Minnesota out of the red zone all game long. Now, a standout play occurred in the third quarter on special teams off a punt when Brandon Enos fielded it and lateraled to Lorenzo Styles, who took it 36 yards to Minnesota's 20-yard line. 3 plays later, that's right, Bo Jackson scored to push the lead even wider, and Ohio State's dominance was evident throughout the game, both in yardage and execution. Now that play when Brandon Enos got the punt and lateraled it to Lorenzo Styles, that play was freaking sweet. I was like, what is he doing? Oh, he's lateraling all the way across the field, and there he goes. That was pretty sick. But with this win, Ohio State extended its nation leading winning streak to 9 games. Now in the all-time series, Ohio State improved further, having won 13 straight against the Golden Gophers. Now, Coach Day improved his record of 75-10 with a Big Ten record of 48-5. Now, this was Sayin's third 300-plus passing yard game so far this season, and that is freaking awesome. Coach Day right now, best winning percentage as of active coaches. That's what I saw on Instagram. That's what I'm talking about. Now, hope you guys enjoyed those highlights from last week against the Golden Gophers. Now we're going to go into Champaign, Illinois. The top-ranked Ohio State staying focused against the number 17 Fighting Illini. Despite Illinois' lopsided 53-point loss to Indiana 3 weeks ago, Ohio State head coach Ryan Day isn't underestimating the number 17 Illini as his top-ranked Buckeyes head to Champaign on Saturday for Big Noon kickoff. Now, quote, "That game doesn't reflect who they are," Coach Day said. He also said it's an anomaly. I can't freaking read. It's an anomaly. You throw that tape out. Brett Bielema is one of the best coaches out there. His team bounces back, and so does he, end quote. Now, Illinois is 5-1, 2-1 in the Big Ten, responded to that defeat with impressive wins over USC and Purdue, showing the resilience. Now, Day emphasized the importance of a focused, high-energy week of preparation. This is, quote, we're going quotes today for Coach Day. "We've got to bring our best effort all week and be ready for a tough atmosphere on Saturday," is what he talked about. Now, Bielema is well aware of the challenge posed by Ohio State, undefeated everywhere, who have been dominant so far this season, outscoring opponents 187-25. Can you believe we've only allowed 25 points so far this season, only allowing 2 touchdowns, both in the second half? Now, the Buckeyes are favored by 14.5. Here's another quote. This is by Bielema. "I don't think we've played a full 4-quarter game yet. Now's a great time to do it. That's what Coach Bilomo's saying for the Fighting Illini. Both teams are standout quarterbacks. Ohio State true freshman Julian Sayin leads the nation with 80.2% completion rating, which is the best in the country, by the way, throwing for 1,313 yards and 13 touchdowns. Now, Illinois' Luke Altmyer has thrown for 1,573 yards, 12 touchdowns, and hasn't thrown an interception yet. Now, quote, I've coached guys who made it to the NFL, and Luke's as talented as any of them, Bilomo was saying. So Illinois' versatile, I can't say Illinois, apologize for that. Illinois versatile star receiver Hank Beatty has become one of the most versatile players in the country, scoring touchdowns via passing, rushing, receiving, and punt returns. He had a breakout game against Purdue with 186 receiving yards and leads the team with 569 total receiving yards so far this season. Altmyer praised Beatty's humble demeanor. He said, Hank doesn't show off or make it about himself. He's everything you'd want in a teammate and a person. So check out the field goals and mixed bag here. Kicker David Olano has been reliable, hitting 10 field goals in a row, including a game winner versus USC. He scored 19 points with 5 field goals against Purdue. Now, Bilomo appreciated Olano's performance. He said, 5 field goals is great, but we need to finish drives with 6 points against a team like Ohio State. Buckeyes balanced attack. Now, Ohio State's receiving group, led by Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, both top picks in the draft, possibly, has been highly productive, combined for nearly 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. Now, Coach Day credited their team first mindset. Now, Jeremiah Carnell, Brandon Enos, and Max Clare all want to contribute, but they're unselfish, and that's what winning football looks like. And that's what Coach Day was saying. So this marks the first time in 75 years that a ranked Illinois team will host a number 1 opponent. The last time was back in 1950. Fun fact of the day, of the weekend. Now, when number 8 Illinois beat number 1 Ohio State, that was back in 1950. The Illini are 3-13 all-time against top-ranked teams, with their most recent win over a number 1 coming in 2007, also against Ohio State. In Columbus, though. Now, the two teams haven't faced off since 2017 when Ohio State won 52-14 and their scheduled 2020 game was canceled due to the COVID-19 protocols. So I wanted to go back and talk about the last time it was in 1950, the number 8 Illini beat Ohio State. And then we are fighting for the Illabuck, if you didn't know this. So it is the Illabuck Trophy. We were talking about this on Instagram. I was to some people. And he was like, it's that trophy thing. And I was like, no, it's called the Illabuck, boys. So we're fighting for that. I don't know what we are all time. I'm sure it's what we are here. So let's see, 52-14. I was trying to see. Now, 3-13 all time against top-ranked teams. We just talked about that. But it's 75 years since Illinois has hosted a number 1 team coming into their house in Champaign, and that was against Ohio State. So they have big-time history here, and they lost in Columbus against Illinois, but that was back in 2007. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.